I knew she knew the moment the phone vibrated, and she didn't look away. At the same time, the doorbell rang. Two distractions. One truth pressing to breathe. She stood up calmly, like nothing mattered. That calm scared me more than shouting ever could. She smiled when she came back. Not a warm smile one used to keep something from falling apart. I joked. She laughed late. That delay told me she was counting my lies, not my words. I knew she knew because she didn't ask questions. She asked about my day instead, safe territory for a dangerous man. She cooked dinner and oversalted it. A small mistake. A loud one. She never oversalted anything. The phone buzzed again. She heard it. She didn't turn around. At the table she asked, "Do you ever feel guilty before you lie? Or only after?" My throat closed, hers didn't. I laughed it off. She nodded like a judge already convinced. That night she held me tighter, as if closeness could delay collapse. She whispered, "Promise me something." I agreed before knowing the cost. "Promise me when I finally ask," she said. "You won't lie." I didn't answer. Silence answered for me. Days passed. She stayed, and staying felt heavier than leaving. Then she asked the question, soft, final. "Is there something you need to tell me before I decide if I stay?" She asked again, slower this time, like she was giving me my last clean breath. I admitted there was someone, past tense, carefully chosen. She noticed. She walked to the window, no tears, just distance. I waited for anger. She asked, "Did you love her?" That's when I knew love mattered more than sex. I hesitated, and hesitation became my confession. She said, "So I was competing with someone who didn't know I existed." Her voice didn't shake. Mine did. She asked for details. I gave half-truths. She heard the missing pieces. "I know more than you think," she said. She had seen the messages. All of them. Fear hit me, not of losing her, but of being fully exposed. She told me why she stayed. Not for love. Not for hope. I stayed to see who you'd be when truth stood naked. She asked, "Did you stop? Or did you just get tired?" I had no answer. She packed a small bag. Not leaving forever. Just leaving denial. At the door she said, "I stayed when I shouldn't have. Don't mistake that for weakness." After she left, my phone buzzed. A message from the other woman, unread. The truth still unfinished. The unread message burned in my hand. Avoiding it felt like lying again. I opened it. She knows. I told her everything. The truth arrived without my permission. I called my wife. No answer. That silence exposed me. I remembered the first lie. Small. Convenient. That's where everything broke. She came home later. Decided. She sat across from me and said, "I met her." My chest collapsed. "She spoke like you," she continued, different words, same emptiness. For the first time, I had no narration left, no excuses, no framing. She explained her staying. I stayed to make sure I wasn't abandoning myself. She placed the ring on the table, didn't slide it, didn't push it, just released it. I told the full truth finally. Too late. Truth has an expiration date. She stood up lighter than she'd been in months. Certainty does that. At the door she said, "I knew. I stayed. Now I leave knowing I tried." The house went quiet. The ring reflected a life I lost. And I finally understood. She didn't stay because she was weak. She stayed long enough to leave. Without doubt.
The door closed softly behind her. No slam, no echo, just the sound of something ending without permission to return. I stood there holding the air she left behind. The ring sat on the table, still warm as if it remembered her hand better than I ever did. That's when it broke me. Not the affair, not the lies, but the way she stayed long enough to make sure I'd be okay without her. She knew, she always knew, and she stayed not because she didn't value herself, that because she wanted to leave knowing she had loved without fear. I thought staying meant forgiveness. I was wrong. Staying was her final act of love. Leaving was her choosing herself. And in the quiet she left behind, I finally understood the cruelest truth of all. She didn't lose me. I lost the only person who loved me enough to stay, until I was ready to face life without her.